What major shift or breakthrough is rising for you and your business in the first quarter of 2026? So you might be feeling like 2026 is going to be your year. And we certainly are moving out of the year of the snake into the year of the fire horse. So this is going to be a year of bold expansion and visibility. Of course, this is a collective reading. If you would like your own private reading, then I do offer executive quarter ahead readings. They're now open. So this is a personalized 90-day business and leadership forecast. And the link to that is within my bio. So the cards that have come out, bottom of the deck, we have got the Eight of Cups, we have the Devil, we have the Five of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and we have the Nine of Pentacles, one of my very favorite cards. So the overall synopsis that I'm seeing is that this is someone who is very much stepping into a more sovereign, high-value version of self. So the Nine of Pentacles is often known as pre-Empress energy. She's also known as the single lady here. So this is a card about independence and stability and success. And this is realizing that 2026 is maybe going to require an evolution in how you lead and how you earn and how you align. So there is a very strong entrepreneurial frequency here. There's this desire to build this life of beauty and freedom, but also one of ease while knowing that you are capable of so much more. So this definitely speaks about outgrowing old identities and outdated limitations here with this Devil card here. So there could be a shedding process that's going to be underway. This could talk about leaving behind habits and people and mindset patterns that maybe kept you playing smaller than your potential. So with these cards, it's saying that you're going to be moving into deeper alignment, especially when it comes to partnerships and collaborations. So this coming year is calling in relationships that feel very reciprocal and strategic and heart-centered. So these could be connections that elevate you rather than drain you. And it feels like opportunities that are going to feel very grounded and prosperous here with this Ace of Pentacles. At the same time, you might be navigating some sort of transition period. Moments where you might feel temporarily unsupported. And I feel like you're going to be stepping into something bigger. So some sort of recalibration. Something here to do with winter season. And this is simply clearing space for a new beginning. So overall, it feels like you're going to be rising into your next chapter. Independent and very open to collaborations. So let's go into each of these cards in detail. So let's start with this Nine of Pentacles. So as I mentioned earlier, it definitely speaks about entrepreneurship. It talks about refining your entrepreneurship. And this is talking about you moving fully into the mastery of your own gifts. So this card often appears when someone is narrowing their field of expertise and becoming more niche, more distinct, more unapologetically aligned with the work that you are born to do. Now, in traditional imagery, you would see 9 golden pentacles surrounding this beautifully groomed woman. And this is talking about your natural gifts and talents, the very abilities that you are meant to prosper from. So historically, the word talent literally meant money. In biblical times, your talents were both your currency and your calling. So when the Nine of Pentacles appears, it's a clear message that this is the year you profit from what you're naturally exceptional at. So gone are the days of giving away your genius for free. And that might be something to work on here with this mindset. Maybe you've been brought up with the idea that some of your gifts ought to be shared freely. Gone are the seasons where your gifts were undervalued or underseen or unclaimed. So in this particular deck, we can see all of these multiple skulls, and each of them, they represent perhaps a different animal, a different intelligence, a different voice. So some of them have their jaws open. And this suggests that in 2026, it's not only about you using your gifts, but it's about revealing them. And it's about surprising people with the abilities that you have never fully shared. So it's about speaking your truth in ways that cut through the noise, and you really awaken recognition that are going to set you apart in your industry. So certainly this is a card of standing in the fullness of who you are, your expertise, your experience, your niche speciality, and being very unapologetic for your value. So this is someone who is going to be saying, this is what I do, and I do it with mastery. Next, I'm going to move on to the Devil card because I do find it really fascinating in a business reading. So people often see the Devil and assume that it's a negative card. But in truth, it's actually quite nuanced. It does highlight loops and habits and patterns that you're possibly in the middle of refining. The places where you might feel pulled back into old behaviors or mindsets that no longer match who you're becoming here. And yes, that might be part of your story right now, noticing where you've outgrown certain ways of operating. But here's the part that really stands out. In this particular deck, the Devil card seems to me to have this very feminine energy, and she feels like dark feminine energy in the most empowered sense, a little bit rebellious, a little bit edgy, and absolutely unapologetic. So there's nothing timid or watered down about her at all. And she's the part of you that's expressive and magnetic and electric and not afraid to disrupt what needs to be disrupted. So she actually embodies more of you than you might realize. So this version of the Devil really isn't asking you to fear your shadow. She's really inviting you to reclaim it, to recognize that some of the qualities that you were taught to tone down or to hide might actually be the exact qualities that make you incredibly powerful in business. So in this particular instance, instead of reading the Devil as a problem, I read her as a moment of truth, a chance for you to really look at what you're ready to stop repeating, and then a reminder that the most rebellious thing that you can do in 2026 is to embody this fullness of who you are. The Eight of Cups is traditionally a card of walking away, and this deck does make that incredibly clear with the words let go, soul journey, the void printed right on the card. And it suggests that there are parts of your life that you're actively releasing. So whether that is old mindsets or certain people or outdated environments or even roles that you've outgrown, anything that no longer holds the same value of resonance is naturally falling away. And I do believe that this could absolutely connect with the energy of the Devil card. You know, what you recognize as limiting or binding or simply too small for who you're becoming, you are quietly preparing to leave behind. But my personal interpretation of the Eight of Cups is not just about departure, it's also about direction. So there's this moment where you've maybe been feeling a pull towards something higher, something more aligned. Even if you can't fully articulate what that looks like yet, there's this inward knowing that your path is really shifting and that you're being called into a version of your life or business that demands a higher level of you. So this card often appears when you're no longer motivated by what used to matter and you're really beginning to orientate yourself toward a deeper purpose. So the Eight of Cups is fiercely independent in that way. It's the soul-led decision to move beyond what is familiar so that you can step into something more. I find the Five of Pentacles really interesting within this reading also. So this is often a card that talks about feeling left out in the cold, and there could be some truth to that. It could speak about moments where support toward you feels thin, or where you're still questioning whether the universe is still walking beside you. Now, fives, they also talk about change, transition, and often the discomfort that comes with evolution. Now, I personally also see this card as deeply seasonal. So it carries this winter frequency, a period of contraction before expansion. So it aligns perfectly with the time frame that we're looking at from now through till roughly April. And interestingly, the Five of Pentacles is tied to earth energy. So at the end of April, we do enter that Taurus season. So the timing here could be very on point. So this card could possibly reflect a brief stage in your journey where you might feel slightly less supported. Not necessarily because you're alone, but because you're in this in-between phase. You've probably already felt it before, where you've stepped out of alignment with what you no longer want, but you haven't quite fully stepped into the next version of your work and into your identity or purpose. It's that middle ground that can feel really discombobulating. Almost like you've outgrown your old life but haven't quite landed in the new one yet. So I don't see this lasting very long, but it could be this moment of recalibration. So the Five of Pentacles here suggests that you're crossing some sort of threshold, that things are shifting behind the scenes, and that you're adjusting to a new energetic landscape. And that seems to be really showing up with these next two cards. We have this beautiful Ace of Pentacles and then this Two of Cups. Ace of Pentacles are always a welcome sight within a business reading because it does speak about something real, something grounded, something tangible. So this isn't an idea that you've been circling in your mind or a dream that hasn't taken shape yet. This is the moment where an opportunity actually lands. It becomes physical. It becomes possible. So this could be an offer that you receive. This could be a collaboration that maybe presents itself, or this could even be an offer that you choose to put out into the world, something that has got a lot of structure and real potential behind it. Now, what's particularly beautiful about this version of the card is its imagery. So the pentacle is surrounded by pansies, and these are also known as heart's ease. And that detail is important. It suggests that whatever this opportunity is, whether it's coming to you or whether this is something that you're creating, it brings this sense of peace and rightness to it. So I don't believe that this is an opportunity that feels like it's forced or pressured. It feels like one that is naturally aligned. So whether this is a new revenue stream or whether this is a partnership or a tangible next step in your business, this Ace of Pentacles is confirming that something very real is forming, and it's going to happen within that first quarter of 2026. We then have this beautiful Two of Cups. Now, the Two of Cups traditionally is a relationship card. On the bottles here, we can see love and passion listed here, which immediately tells us that this is about emotional alignment and connection and a deep sense of resonance. So yes, this could definitely point to a collaboration or a meaningful partnership, but there's a second layer here that feels even more relevant to your business path. So this card suggests that the opportunity that is coming toward you, or the one that you're preparing to create, is something that you're going to love. Not just like, not just tolerate, but love the way that lights you up from the inside. So this is passion meeting purpose. So your natural passions have always been your breadcrumbs to success. So whenever you follow them, you rise. And maybe whenever you drift away from them, that's when the exhaustion sets in. And that's when you feel disconnected from your own business and alienated from your own gifts. So what this card, and especially in combination with this Ace of Pentacles and this Nine of Pentacles, it shows that quite early, within the core theme of early 2026, is a return to yourself, a return to your center, a return to the work that comes naturally and brings joy and feels deeply rooted in who you are. So could there be another person play a supportive role in this? Absolutely, there could be. There might be someone who mirrors back your brilliance or collaborates with you in a way that amplifies your gifts. But the essence of this energy is not about relying on someone else. It's about remembering yourself. This Two of Cups here is confirmation that the next phase in your business is actually built on alignment and passion and authenticity. So you're honoring your natural talents. You're honing in on your natural talents and refining your craft and becoming far more solid and confident in your business presence. And this is you returning to the core of why you started, and then rising from that place with more clarity and more magnetism and the direction than ever before. Once again, if you would like your own private reading, then there is a link at the top of my bio, because I know that you're leading teams and you're hosting rooms and you're making decisions and constantly moving toward the next level of your work. And this executive quarter ahead reading is going to give you that clear, grounded 90-day map of what's ahead.